Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, Amber Heard, Team Amber Heard, under investigation for perjury. Now it seems like the FBI is actually investigating her too, and everyone is worried. Now, what's the perjury about? Well, this is with respect to Australia. They announced it in, I think it was in the Australian Parliament, or something like that. Basically, it's acknowledged. It is acknowledged that the US trial has revealed perjury. Or at least, now she's under investigation. So we're going to dive into that today. Just before we do, just real quick, for those that are concerned, fast forward 30 seconds, you don't want to listen to this. I've been a bit MIA recently. Had some awful food poisoning. Awful food poisoning. I lost about 4 kilos in 3 days. So real bad. Not good. So that's why I've been a bit MIA. If you didn't follow me over on Twitter, you wouldn't have known this. So please do follow me over on Twitter to stay up to date on just random bits of information such as that. However, that being said, let's dive into this one today, shall we? Also, side note, those that follow my second channel would know this, because a video went out yesterday where I also revealed that I had the food poisoning. So check that out, it's in the description box. But here we have it. FBI is assisting with the Australian probe into allegations of perjury involving Amber Heard. Like pretty major stuff, you know. It's not small. Now, what's likely to happen to Amber Heard from this? Well, there's a few instances, like friend of the channel Yellow Flash believes, well, I don't know exactly what he believes, just as an FYI, I'm not speaking for him, but believes, a fine could occur and things like this. Now, I'm going to go a step further and say that this could have, and he may have covered this as well, just as an FYI, but I would go a step further and say that this will put studios off of her even more. Even more. Now, I know you're probably thinking, how does a studio go off Amber Heard even more? Well, quite easily, to be honest, and this is it. Because there's a lot of filming that happens in Australia. She may be barred. She may be barred completely from going to Australia. Because breaking quarantine rules is huge. It's a pretty big crime, actually. So she broke that and perjured herself. So there's that. And so it may stop her from going to one of, a large portion of studios' production countries where they choose to film their films. And this actually accounts for indie films as well. So, her career is done. Like, we can all pretty much agree with that universally. However, this could be the final nail in the coffin of her career, because she won't be able to go to Australia anymore. So let's take a look, right? The FBI is assisting, so they are assisting the Australian government in its investigation of actress Amber Heard on allegations she perjured herself during court proceedings when Heard smuggled her 2 dogs into the country in 2015. The Law and Crime Network has learned from a source familiar with the matter. So, for those that don't know, Heard brought the 2 teacup Yorkies that she blamed the poo on, Pistol and Boo, into Australia on a private jet in May 2015, while Johnny Depp was filming the 5th Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and this followed the March 2015 incident in Australia, where the tip of his right middle finger was severed. So at the time, Australian authorities demanded Pistol and Boo be taken out of the country or euthanized. Like, pretty major. I'm not going to, let's not mess around with dogs, that's not cool. A pretty major response for not their fault. It's not the dog's fault. But I get it. Quarantine rules are there for a reason. Australia has strict guidelines for bringing cats and dogs into the country due to concerns over biosecurity threats. And they are actually kind of warranted. Like, I'm not going to say that response of, we're going to kill them is the best response. Obviously, it's a pretty major threat to levy. But the concerns over biosecurity is warranted. Now, the website for Australia's Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry outlines the procedure for importing cats and dogs. The United States is a Category 3 country, which requires a dog or cat to have a valid import permit and spend 10 days in quarantine and then be examined by a government-approved veterinarian. Which, if you're going to be there for a while, just do it, I guess. I mean, it's not nice, but, you know, that's what you get if you're going to have... I mean, she's a multi-millionaire. They're both multi-millionaires, or they were. At least Depp was, and she was, by virtue of being with Depp at the time. They could just get them looked after. Like, what's wrong with you? You absolute plebs. So Depp flew the dogs back to the United States as the saga of Pistol and Boo created a media frenzy in Australia and around the globe. And then they had this weird apology thing where, like, yeah, it was a very weird apology. But anyway, Australian authorities charged Heard in 2015 with illegally importing the dogs into the country. And according to the Daily Mail, in April 2016, Heard pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of falsifying travel documents and recorded a video with Depp by her side apologising for the incident. Heard blamed jet lag and sleep deprivation for the error, but that's not true. Because Kevin Murphy, former estate manager for Johnny Depp, testified to a much different story in 2020 at Depp's libel trial against The Sun. According to reports from the Associated Press, Page 6 and Australian news website, Murphy testified that he repeatedly told Heard by email and phone that she could not take the dogs to Australia because the proper paperwork had not been completed. Oh yeah, and arrangements had not been made for the dogs to be quarantined. So him doing his job. Murphy also testified that Heard wanted him to ask her former assistant, Kate James, to take the blame for Heard lying on forms where she did not declare Pistol and Boo. So basically, she was going to throw everyone under the bus because she's a massive douche canoe. During the UK trial, Heard also blamed Depp for the incident. She said he told her to send an email to find a veterinarian to Greece as far back as 2013. A source tells Law and Crime the claim is absurd and that Depp did no such thing. Now, I don't doubt that, you know, Hollywood stars do probably grease and palms. Like, I'm going to say that they probably do. Of course they do. Most Hollywood stars are typical narcissists, just, again, by virtue of what they do for a living. So, I don't know whether Depp did that or not. I'm not going to speculate on that. But, you know, undoubtedly do Hollywood stars do that? Yes. Retired FBI agent and attorney Bobby Chacon said it would not be unusual for the FBI to assist a foreign government with an investigation such as this one. The FBI maintains an office in Canberra, and there are FBI agents permanently assigned to Australia on a rotating basis, Chacon told Law and Crime. Part of their mission is liaison and assistance, so if the Australians needed something from here in the US, they would certainly contact the FBI's Australia office, and the FBI would likely assist. So it is standard procedure, but it's standard procedure for an investigation. She's been investigated, and they are assisting. Australian authorities had said previously that the witnesses involved in the case all live overseas, and a spokesperson for the agency investigating Heard told Law and Crime last Thursday that the Department of Agriculture, Water and the Environment is investigating allegations of perjury by Ms. Heard during court proceedings for the 2015 illegal importation of 2 dogs into Australia. As the matter is ongoing, the department cannot make any further comment. Pretty mad, to be fair. Pretty mad. And interestingly, Australian Senate committee hearing in October, Senator Glenn Stirl, appeared incensed that Heard had not yet been charged because it's pretty standard. She did lie. At that point, he said the investigation had been underway for more than 12 months. Again, there's basically another 12 months now. What are you doing? Absolute dipshits. How can it take 12 months? You know the evidence that was there. In there came the celebrities that thought that they were above Australia's biosecurity laws. I mean, it's pretty standard, isn't it? Do I need to have a Senate inquiry on it? What beast? We can only get a conviction if we work with our partners at the AFP and the Director of Public Prosecutions and with international partners. As much as we might want to pursue this matter, we have to go in the queue behind all the other matters that these organisations are dealing with and our international partners are dealing with. We're pursuing the matter and we don't intend to go away on it. Yeah, but 2 years, you're having a bit of a joke. Like, 2 years is a little bit ongoing. So there was an email sent to FBI headquarters in Washington asking about the FBI's assistance in the case. Not yet received a response as of Monday. Typically, however, FBI doesn't comment on active investigations. So it's not really a stretch. And so they've had no additional comment on it. But there you have it. I mean, the FBI is assisting. They're currently doing that. Yes, it's standard procedure. But they are investigating. It's yeah, it's underway. And Team Herd is shitting themselves. So let me know what you think down below. Again, sorry for being MIA visually. I know some people care about that. But you didn't want to see me. I was shivering. I was in hoodies. I was a mess. Cheers. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out my Teespring store. Supporting the channel via this way does go a long way. But also, not only that, you do get to wear some awesome merch. These are one-of-a-kind designs designed for me by my graphic designer. We, of course, have our Clown World line, which is in mugs, hoodies, t-shirts. We've got Space Jeebus. And then for something a little bit different, we, of course, have right down at the bottom right here, we have our Pulsar GTIR. Also, ladies and gentlemen, consider checking out and supporting my second channel, which is Car Nonsense. This is a vlog and car channel. You can find links to this in the description box, along with my Teespring. Please do consider supporting.